So here we are again with the 99 Ford Explorer that I just recently rebuilt the motor on. It's got an oil leak. Down here underneath. Right there, right on the back of the engine, I have determined the leak is from the upper oil pan. Unfortunately, this one is 4x4. So I have to take apart everything to even have a shot of getting that oil pan out. And I guess first step is get this thing up in the air and get the tires off. Alright, so I have it jacked up with the wheels off. Easiest way to get that differential out, because the half shafts need to slide back. So instead of unbolting it here, if you pop this top bolt, swing that up, and you can tilt this entire spindle back, and you can pop that half shaft out of the diff, pull it out, and just kind of lay it out of the way. The tie rod here will hold it, and there's enough room in the brake line.
Nope. Wrong answer.
And it'll be exactly the same on the other side. Once I have that done, I have to figure out this half shaft right here. One of the bolts snapped and it's currently welded in. So I'm gonna have to cut that out of the way and remove this drive shaft, and then I can drop the differential straight out the bottom. And yeah, you can see it right there. It's leaking right there. All right, so a couple hours later, I have all the suspension components removed. All of that just to get the axles out. Now that I have the axles out, I can go ahead and get the front differential removed. Here's the suspension parts that I've already gotten out. These shock absorbers are blown. I happen to have another set in the shed, so those are going to go in. But now I have to tackle the issue with the universal joint. You can see right there, that's welded. So I got to get those nuts out and cut through that weld, and then I can go ahead and get this drive shaft out. Well, I was able to get the drive shaft out, and I was able to drop the differential. So the thing that I gotta fix is, I guess, this bolt right here snapped off or something, but I'm gonna have to drill and tap this hole out and then repair the clamp that goes around. But now that I have the oil pan, or the differential, out of the way, I now have access to the oil pan. The only thing that's in my way is the power steering rack, which, if I'm not mistaken, I can remove the two bolts and I can slide it forward about ½ an inch. And I think that ½ an inch will give me just enough clearance to sneak this entire oil pan out of here.
Nope.
I gotta get the starter out of the way so I can get to a couple of the bolts. Oddly enough, now I can actually get to the starter now the differential's removed. So yeah, a couple more parts to take off. You can see the oil leaking right there on the back of the bell housing, straight off of the rear of the oil pan. It's leaving a nice puddle right there. Disregard that one. That was from the differential, but yeah, that's engine oil. And the whole reason for this repair is it's leaking right onto the catalytic converter, and I don't want it to smoke. Too much work in this white engine for it to be leaking and smoking. So yeah, I'm gonna get the starter out of the way, drain the oil, and start getting this oil pan removed. Alright, so I've managed to get the lower oil pan off, and I had all of the hardware out of the upper oil pan until I ran into an issue. This engine has the balancer shaft, and that requires the oil pan to come down about 4 inches in order for it to clear. Unfortunately, the rack is in the way, and taking the bolts out doesn't give me enough room to sneak the pan out. So what I've done instead is I've unbolted both motor mounts, and yeah. should work, I'm hoping. Each of these straps is rated for 500 pounds, and that's a single line. So 1,000 pounds capability here, 1,000 pounds capability here, so 2,000 pounds total. And that gives me a rotational control for when I go to reinstall it back onto the frame. But I figure should be enough room between there. I don't need to take the hood off, but I do need to come up until roughly the fan touches the top of the shroud here. And that should be high enough for me to sneak that pan out of there without taking anything else apart. It should be okay. The only issues that I could see happening is the intake getting smashed into the firewall back in there, and potentially damaging the air conditioner or power steering lines. But everything else looks pretty clear, so I'm gonna go ahead and yank this thing up as high as I possibly can. Hopefully I can get the bolts here straight to the top, and maybe even out of the mount. If I can do that, then that should be more than enough room. So let me go ahead and jack this thing up. Okay, so I'm up a little bit, not a lot. The fan is currently wedged into the fan shroud. Not as high on that side. Let's I'm gonna hop underneath and see if that's enough room to get that pan out of there. Well, here we are from underneath. I just have it held in with the one bolt right here, but that is about a fist of clearance now between the oil pan, and before it was about 2 fingers. Sorry, about 2 fingers. So it should be enough. Yeah, let's see what happens. Go ahead and try to get this thing out of here. Yeah, right when I turn the camera off, I got oil in the mouth. I'll just sit you guys right there. See if I can sneak this thing out of here. It's so close. It wants to so bad. Oh man, it's right there. Oh, oh, oh. Maybe? Oh, we're getting somewhere. I'm sideways. Oh, yes! Haha! Victory! Man, all of that for this. This freaking gasket right here. I already got it down and found out actually where it was leaking. Oh, that's stuck. That's brilliant. There we go. The pan gasket broke. I'll get it out here and set it on the table so that way you guys can see. Did I say table? I meant floor. So here's the gasket that came out. See how it's warped on both sides? That should be straight. So that was half of the problem. Those weren't sitting where they needed to be. The second half of the problem is, this is how I took it out. I ripped this side off. That was attached. However, when I took the pan down, that was sitting just like that. It was already broken. So that was my oil leak. Yeah, it's a process, all right, but I got it. All right, well, I have the engine sitting back on the motor mounts. I still have to put the nuts on, but it's resting where it should be now, and I have the upper oil pan reinstalled and torqued. Now I just need to put the lower back on and go ahead and torque that, put some oil on it, start it up, and see if it leaks. Well, moment of truth. It's running. It's got oil pressure. Got some cardboard underneath it. We're gonna let it idle. Main area of concern, this corner over here. Right there. That's my concern area. if it leaks, it's gonna leak from right here. So I'll let this thing run for a bit. Probably let it run for, until it's warm. And then shut it down and see if there's any leaks. Hopefully I got it. Really hoping. That is not easy to do. Well, I guess it is. It's more of a pain because I'm 4x4 and I have to remove all of that. Literally, all of this had to come out. And I still have to fix that. So, I'll let this thing run. Well, I let it run for about 30 minutes. Cardboard's dry. I let it cool down for probably another 30 minutes. Let the oil drain back. Let's see how we're doing. Well, that's where it leaked before. That's dry. Let's see, what about up here? Yep, that's the same as it was before. Oh, that's the same. What about the side? Well, can't really see behind the starter too well, and that exhaust is still hot. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see back there. Front looks good. I think I got it. Are these leaking? No. Well, good. Okay. I guess next is to tackle the differential. Well, a little bit of time later. It's not perfect, but it's got threads now. This is the bolt I'm going to be using. That's what it's supposed to have, so it's going to be a little stronger. Let's see what I had to do here. This was just welded on before. It's not perfect, but it's better than what it was. I mean, all it holds really is the front drive shaft, so it'll be fine. So I have to put that back in now. It's already drained. I have a bag of oil here that'll go in once I get it back in the truck. But yeah, no parts required. Free fix, only the tools. Well, I'd say fix was a success. It's running perfect. Out four-wheeling, just testing it out. Temperature's holding steady. No oil leaks. Thank God. It's running pretty good. Good old Cleghorn Trail.
Uh-oh, slow down.
Yeah, it'll make it.
No.
It'll make it.
Oh, no. Oh, boy, here it comes. Whoa.
Yeah, right through it. See? No problem.
Even the tire didn't even go over it.
No.
What the hell?
I told you it'd be fine.
Wow.
No, this thing does good
Okay.
does good off-road. Well, here we are back at the house 60 miles later. Let's take a look underneath. That looks pretty dry to me. I don't see any oil leaks there. Differential looks to be doing pretty good too. I think we got it. I did notice there's a small leak up in here at the water pump. A little hard to see from right here, but right there where the water pump meets the timing cover, there's a small leak. But that's also because the motor wasn't really heat cycled since I rebuilt it, and now we got about 60 miles on it. So I would say major success now that this is fixed. Thanks for joining.